Hey guys and gals, welcome to another episode of Comics and Sweet Tea. Took a couple weeks off. It's so awesome to be back with you guys. Um, hey, appreciate all the new subscribers. Ask that you just continue to spread the word on the show, and hey, keep building this thing up. Please leave a comment. Those mean the world to us. It helps with the algorithm. You know, everything's controlled by the almighty algorithm. So be sure and drop a comment. Let us know what you think. Be a part of the conversation. If you got any questions, feel free to throw those in there. Jump in chat. If you're watching the show after the live broadcast, drop a question and we'll get back to you with an answer. That's a guarantee. Uh, you guys are awesome. I've rambled on for far too long. Y'all are not here for me, I'm sure. So, without further ado, let me bring in the infamous Jay Red. Jay, so awesome to have you back on, brother.
I appreciate being back, Jerry. Always a good time.
Oh man, I appreciate that. It's awesome just to sit down and talk with you guys, man. Kind of pick your brains and just see how things have been going. Um, I know you had didn't you tell me the last time you were on you're like up to a certain amount of issues done already on Incision?
Yeah, I'm getting I'm 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 about up to where I was caught up. You know what I mean? Like that gap's
Ah,
just closing,
yeah.
closing. I've got about half of the next issue pages um, finished and inked, um, and so yeah, I'll wrap that up, send it to my colorist, and I'll do the lettering. So that won't, take a whole lot longer. So pretty good. But yeah, I bet by the time I launch issue three, I'll probably be caught up, and then I'll be back to trying
Back
to
to the grind. Yeah.
scramble, get something out in a reasonable
Yeah.
time frame.
I bet you it's nice having that little, having that security blanket, knowing that you're done. I can't, man. I've never been able to pull that off. I've always wanted to. I've been close with a couple issues, but I've always had, 5, 10, 15 pages left to go, and
Yeah,
it's always down to the wire. It doesn't matter
yeah,
how you plan it out. It seems like it's always down to the wire.
that's one of the reasons I like to wait till I have a book finished, and sometimes I'll have to sit on it for a few months and kind of give myself that buffer room. And then, yeah, I like to run a campaign with a finished product. I feel like it might help. Some people like to know, this thing's actually finished, so there's no chance that it's not going to come together or whatever. So that's just my thing for now, while I'm able to stay a little bit ahead. But like I
Right,
said,
right.
I'm coming up to that point where my gap's closing. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
So funded in 6 hours. What did that feel like?
Oh, it felt amazing. Yeah, that's always nice. Fun in the first day. And to everybody watching, if you backed and you helped make that happen, I appreciate it so much, and you have my thanks for that. But yeah, it was just a great feeling because then all that stress and anxiety just drops, and you've got it funded, and everything after that is like icing on the cake. It
Right.
helps fund future issues, helps fund larger print runs. There's always something that needs needs some money behind it. So it's just always nice to hit that mark pretty early.
Definitely, definitely. So I know you've done other stuff. You've done quite a bit of other stuff. Do you have anything else cooking right now other than Incision, or are you just all in on Incision for right now?
A lot of most of my time is dedicated to Incision. I am. working on a short story for an anthology. I don't know how much I can say about that yet, but it's just a little 4-page story, so it's pretty fun. I'm kind of doing a different art style, and it's kind of a nice change of pace from Incision, doing the kind of early 90s superhero kind of look,
Yeah.
or trying to at least. So this is just kind of a more, kind of a grittier, kind of rougher. Mm, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just a nice change of pace. I enjoy both, but I like to do different art styles when I can. And then another thing might be cooking that I can't really talk about yet. I'm going to do like a little test page for something and see if my style fits with another project. And so I might have some stuff cooking. I just can't really
I know you did.
divulge.
Yeah. Yeah. We all have our little secrets and our little stuff on the back burner. Yeah,
You want
definitely.
you want to talk about it, then the other people are like, why'd you talk about that?
Yeah. Why did
Well,
you even bring it up? I
we're not
wouldn't, we're
ready.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not even close to that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how it goes.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. Um, so funding this quick, like you said, a big weight off your shoulders. Now you just kind of get to kick back and just actually enjoy the Kickstarter, which is a rare thing, for most folks.
Yeah.
Talking about Kickstarter, what are your thoughts about what's going on right now? I mean, have you? I know a few of us have talked about it on and off. What do you think's causing this? I don't even know what you would call it. I really
Yeah.
don't. It's weird. Some campaigns just breeze right on through, and some that have multiple books that have done just extremely well and just climb with every campaign. Then all of a sudden, they just, it's like they hit a wall,
Right.
and it takes the complete, it's down to the wire. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on that?
It's hard to know because, like, when I first got into this Kickstarter thing, it was right after the pandemic, so it was probably 2021,
Yeah,
2022. I think.
that's when most of us got in. Yeah.
And I didn't know what I was doing, and so it took the whole month just to fund, like to the last day
Right.
almost. I didn't know anybody, didn't have any connections, didn't have a network, nothing. So that's tough. When you don't really have a foothold anywhere, it's always
Yeah.
tougher. It's gotten easier over the years. I'm hooked up with lesser known comics now, so that definitely helps. We can both attest to that, and
Oh yeah. Definitely.
so and just the connections I've made through that, and just through getting to know people online, that's helped a lot. Networking. So, but it's hard to say with the campaigns because I know what you mean. Like the last Incision was the first issue. I ran that campaign just a few months ago. It was earlier this
Right.
year, and I think it was January I ran it. And I don't know if it was because it was so close after Christmas, or too early in the year. I don't know, but it was a little harder to fund. I think it took almost a week maybe to hit that number. Um, and I did have a slightly higher funding goal for that. But it was just, it felt like a lot more work to get that kind of result that I've gotten this time. Of course, it's still a lot of work now. Just because you hit your funding goal, you still got to grind every day. You got to get posts out every day.
Oh
You got to
yeah.
try to get the word out. Email marketing, try to get on shows, whatever you can do. Backer update swaps with other campaigns. All the
Right.
all the
Right.
go-tos. So it's a lot of that because you want to try and get that number as high as you can, obviously. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's kind of, yeah. So it's hard to tell like why do certain things hit and certain things are a struggle? Is it the time of year? Is it the creator? Is it Kickstarter? I mean, we have no way to know if it's something with Kickstarter itself or just the scene
Yeah.
in general, the
It's
economy.
it's almost, I blame a little bit on that, but I mean, the more I've looked at it, I people are going to get what they want to get no matter what. So I don't put a whole lot of it to the economy. I honestly think the algorithm is our worst enemy. And one thing I've talked to some other creators and even Instagram now that was so nice to us for so long.
Yeah.
This latest algorithm, I'm not going to mention names, but a friend of mine running a campaign right now. Actually, it ended today. He said that every time he's tried to put an ad or a post about his book, Instagram and Facebook have pulled it down. They
Huh.
have blocked it. Yeah, it's wildest thing, man.
Like
That stuff.
a boosted post or like an
Yeah,
ad or huh.
like hey, this is on Kickstarter. Check it out. Give it a look. Pull it.
Wow.
He wouldn't
I've
have. He literally posted, and he did a screenshot and showed it to me. Post wasn't up 5 minutes, and they pulled it. It's the craziest thing.
I've had some of that like every once in a while because I've done some ads or boosted posts on just about every campaign. Um,
Yeah,
Most of them they run fine. They review it and then they let it run, and they don't do super great as far as your return on investment, I guess. But
right.
I think it's good to kind of get your stuff out in front of as many eyeballs as you can. Maybe it gets you
Oh, definitely,
more
definitely.
followers or more awareness. It might pay off down the road, But every once in a while they'll pull one of mine or it's paused, like it never ran to begin with. Like
Yeah,
I went through all the steps and it says paused. Like I never paused it. Like what's going on there? So
right.
there's weird stuff. It's like you want our money. Like why are you making this hard on us? It's not.
Exactly. I mean,
It's we're not
why
selling.
why make us jump through
Uh,
hoops? I mean, shit. What do we do? Yeah,
or we're too dangerous for them,
I
I
guess it's our little measly drop in the bucket. And, oh,
guess.
we're a threat to the to the system.
You're talking about Instagram. I'd heard that too, the algorithm. So on this campaign, I'm trying not to say link in bio anywhere in my
It's
text.
keywords. Yeah,
In
yeah.
the text, I'll put it in a image, with the swipe to the end and have it
Hmm.
at the very end. I'll have, link in bio, check it out, blah, blah, blah. But I'll try not to put it in the actual copy of the post. And I think, that might help. Who knows? They'll catch
Yeah.
on eventually to
That's one
giving you
thing
the
I
image.
have noticed is it's a lot in how you word things because
Mhm.
AI has they've kind of turned it all over to AI and they key in on these certain words and you get flagged and
Yeah.
it's crock horse shit. But anyway, well, I mean we all everybody knows how we feel about AI. It's the devil, you know, and
Yeah.
it's just any way it can screw us, man. I mean, whether it's stealing our art or making sure our art doesn't happen, it's
Yeah.
out to get us.
You know why it's trying to hide us because it's trying to come up with its own comics.
Exactly. Yeah, it's jealous. It's like I'm gonna wipe them all out. I'm gonna take away their funding. I'm gonna take away their ads.
We'll take
I'm
away their
gonna
bank accounts.
exactly. I've got them right where I want them. It's like sitting back with a maniacal laugh in the shadows right now.
Skynet,
Yeah,
Skynet Publishing Group.
I've got them. Yeah.
uh,
Wow.
we're joking about it now. Next year it'll be reality.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. It's crazy what's going on with it. I mean, I did like the thing. I know Dark Horse has come out and said, "Oh, we're not supporting this." DC, they haven't made, as far as I know, they haven't made an official stance, but I do know that they've here recently they pulled a creator's cover because they found out, it contained AI. They didn't
saw
say
that.
anything.
I
They
think they did
basically pulled.
say. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
think I
You know
think
more than I do from the sound of it.
well, just reading that about that story, I think they did said that they had. Well, I don't know if it's a contract with their artist, but they did have an expectation of the artist creates the art
Right.
themselves, no AI. I don't know if AI is specified in that, but I think it's implied. The artist is responsible for creating all the artwork. So
Yeah.
I guess that would mean AI is disqualified, you know.
I would hope so, man. I really loved seeing that post, from Dark Horse. That's, as far as I know, that's the only one that's kind of come out officially and said we do not support AI. We believe in the human artistic dream, and that's
Yeah.
the only thing that'll ever be a part of our comics. And I appreciate their stance on that, and I wish more companies would do that. Come out with an official stance and say, "Hey, we're not taking that garbage." If it's taking humans' jobs, we're not going to support it. You know, we believe in the artistic dream of each individual, and that's what we're all about. And that's where we stand. I would love to see more come forward with that, and hopefully we will.
I think you will. Just you look at all the fan backlash and creator backlash.
It's been a
People
lot.
people don't they don't want that, you know. They want
No,
real art from real people, and I think, you know, even like mainstream books are due for a shakeup. I mean, I'd like to see more artistic expression and that kind of stuff. It's that stuff's starting to look like AI, and it's not AI, you know.
it really is. You bring up a good point. It's all kind of, I don't know. It's all starting to look the same. It's like this airbrushed, cookie cutter style. I mean, there's a few rebels out there. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
there always are. I mean, you got the Jorge Jimenez's and stuff out there going wild, doing their thing, taking art to a whole new level. And then you got all these cookie cutter guys and
yeah.
gals,
And I
you
think
know,
that's by design. I think, you know, they've got IP to protect. They want it to look consistent, and
right.
they're kind of probably in a corner with that. You know, the $1 billion, you know, movie thing behind everything. So,
Yeah,
but I like to see them
that's
let
a good
artists.
point.
But I just like to see let the artists and writers just bust loose and do what they want to do. My favorite era was the Marvel Renaissance, the early 2000s. You remember all
Oh,
those
yeah,
books?
definitely.
Each book was different. It was a writer and artist doing their thing. That was so
Yeah,
much fun. I kind of wish they'd kind of get back to some of that stuff.
yeah, I'm with you on that. And one thing that I did a show recently about reboots, and DC's got another one coming with Absolute Power, and here we go down that old road. But one thing that DC did do that I really enjoyed, and they've kind of backed off here lately, was the Black Label. They took,
Mm,
hey, a creator pitched them and said, hey, I want to do this totally different, thing with Batman. Here's my pitch for the story, or Superman, or whatever.
mm,
They come in with a unique pitch that was kind of out of continuity, that was a one off type thing, whether it be, one issue or 6 issues,
mm.
and they let them run wild with it,
And they
and
were great. They look great too.
yes, I really enjoyed most of those. I didn't get them all, but there's quite a few.
Yeah, I
One
got a
that
few of
really
them.
sticks in my head was White Knight by Sean Gordon Murphy. I
Yeah,
loved everything. He did several of them,
yeah, I really
kind of,
enjoyed his. He kind of has his own universe now.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I got to meet him in Dallas Fan Expo this year. That was a lot of
Oh,
fun.
wow.
He's a nice
Yeah.
guy.
He's a big
But
car
yeah,
dude, too, isn't he? Huge car dude.
yeah, I think so. Yeah. But man, I was just looking at his prints, just like, man, I'm gonna go home and quit.
Yeah. I tell you, you go to cons like that and you see all that stuff, you're like, oh, yeah, I suck. I thought who was I kidding?
I'll
Yeah.
throw my stuff in the trash and go
Mm,
home.
you just want to pull a Wayne's World on him, when you minute, we're not worthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
But I
a
mean,
lot of talent. Yeah, yeah.
oh, yeah, huge. Oh, the guys.
I was
Oh,
in a
he's got
shop
talent for
today.
days.
I was in a shop today and I saw a bunch of those Black Label books up on the wall. They just look so
Yeah.
good. You know, those big oversized books. It's a good format. So are they done? Are they not doing those anymore?
Man, like I said, I haven't really heard anything. I mean, it's just kind of, there for a while they were real regular. You had what was it? You had All Star Superman going, you had White Knight going, you had several little off projects going, and they were really pushing it.
Hmm.
Wasn't Batman Damned? Wasn't that
Batman
Black
Damned.
Label too?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Jock had one, like the Batman book one, or
Yeah, yeah, I can't.
the,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
city. It was
Jock
like
had
during a
one.
blackout. The city had a blackout, and
Yeah, I haven't heard about anything new.
I don't know. I hope they keep making them. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know much
Um.
about the new Absolute other than I've seen pictures of the new Batman. Looks like he's got a glandular disorder and that giant square on his chest.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know the
he's
story
definitely
behind
got
it.
something going on. Those legs, man. Oh my God. He could lift a fucking truck, man, with those legs.
You don't need
Good
Superman
God.
anymore. Yeah.
No, no, Superman. And Superman's got like a whole kind of grunge type look going on.
I haven't
The
seen his.
long, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I have to check it out too.
Okay.
I've just seen the one image, but I'm like, okay, we're doing this. All right. He looks like the lead singer to some grunge band from the '90s. You know,
I like long hair Superman though, so that could work
I
for
I
me.
didn't like mullet Superman. I
That's what I mean. That's what I did
Oh my
like.
God. Yeah. Well, I didn't like the mullet when it was in, Jay. I really didn't. I never had a mullet. I had long hair, but it was one length all the way around. I never
There you
liked the
go.
mullet.
I don't know. I just
But
liked it on Superman back then.
those were some really good stories, though. I might not have liked his hair, but they took a swing. You had the death of Superman.
Hmm.
Then let's see, you had the reign of the
Return of Superman.
Superman.
Yeah, that's
Then you
right.
had return of Superman. I mean, hey, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah,
They sold a
they made
shit
some
ton of
money.
books, is what they did. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if they'll kill him again. We'll see.
it's been done, man. I just don't think it would have. Which I don't know. I say that. I mean, you got John, his son. He's coming up, and he's kind of he's taken his place a few times. Who
Yeah.
knows,
Who
man? I
knows?
mean, yeah. I mean, the way comics are right now, I mean, who knows? I could see them trying it again. You
They
know?
should just, if they do kill off the character like that, they should leave him dead for like 5 years.
Oh yeah,
Just
minimum.
make it sink in.
Yeah, let the loss be felt. Before you actually bring him back.
Yeah, but it's comics. They die and come back all the time.
Yeah, definitely. That's like Captain America a few years ago. Well, several years ago now, when they killed him off, and then they brought him back, and then oh wow, he's a Hydra agent. You know, I mean, come on.
And didn't he get old? Like his body got old?
Yeah, then they did Old Man Cap, and yeah,
I
they've
don't
done
even
it all, man.
I don't even know where is he's back to normal cap now.
I
I don't
have
even know.
no idea.
I don't either.
I, I'm so far behind in Marvel Comics right now. I picked up the end of the Croquet era because I got those books when they
Hmm.
first started the Croquet era
Me
when
too.
Jonathan Hicks was writing it. I picked those up.
Hmm.
Man, as soon as the series started, though, I was back off because Jonathan Hickman, he wasn't having a whole lot to do with it.
Yeah.
And then when they ended it, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check this out. So I subscribed to those. I haven't even sat down and read them yet, man. I need to.
Yeah, I've looked through some and I was so lost, but
Yeah,
it went off in a weird direction, I guess, because I couldn't tell what was going on. But I like the
right.
reboot. I've read some of the reboot stuff, and I like it a lot, so I might keep up with that. It's kind of a back to basics feel, you know what I mean?
Oh wow. The new X Men, kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah,
like
they kind of back to where.
if
That's
you like
awesome.
the cartoon, you like this kind of a feel, you know what I mean?
Oh wow. So they're taking it back old school X Men, like '90s.
It feels that way, yeah. I think that one of the books is like Rogue, Gambit, Jubilee, Wolverine.
Oh
the
yeah.
old
Okay.
costumes. So kind of, we'll see how it
Wow.
goes. Yeah, I enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah. I I I look at that and then I think about what you said earlier, just letting the artist get on there and just go wild, a
Yeah.
creator. That's just something totally new, Let's
Hmm.
we've treaded over all that. That was the 90s. Hey, it's 2024. Let's really let's really stretch it, and
Yeah.
let an artist and a writer really flex with this
Hmm.
thing and just go crazy. You know,
Yeah, they got
that's
some
where
good
I'm at
artists
with it.
on. I'm right there with you. They got some good artists on these new reboot books from the looks of it. So hopefully, that quality will stay, throughout the run and not kind of taper off.
Yeah, that's one thing that really drew me to when they first started the croquet era with Hicks. You had RB Silva when he was first kind of getting in the game, and I mean Pepe Larraz. You had those two guys, and I mean they're just incredible artists.
Yeah,
And they've become the cream of the crop now. They were kind of young guns back then. That's
yeah,
probably what 10 years ago, maybe a little longer now.
yeah.
So I'm gonna say it's about 10. They've been
I,
running
I,
with.
I read it in like 2020, so I might have read it a little later.
I got you.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they kind of come out of nowhere, those two guys, and I mean, wow, some of the
Yeah,
stuff they did with that just absolutely incredible.
yeah. I mean, yeah, they're amazing. Both of those guys.
Tell me this. We talked about some of your projects. Have you thought about kind of have maybe writing a project and letting another guy come in and draw it, or
Oh, that'd be interesting.
tell
I'm
me
not.
about it? I went through it a while
Yeah,
back. It's definitely interesting.
yeah. It'd be a good be a good role reversal. Probably healthy exercise. Even if it's just a
It
one
really
time
is.
thing. Really. Yeah. I bet. Yeah. I don't not. I mean, I'm kind of dipping my toe in it with Incision because I'm plotting it.
Yeah.
And then plotting it with my friend Billy, and he does a lot of the actual scripting, and but then I'll go in and like, especially after artwork's done, because things can change. The artwork can just kind of change the feel, and so you kind of want to tweak dialogue sometimes after.
Right. Right.
So I certainly don't want to redraw anything, and yeah, I'll go in and like do kind of change up some dialogue that kind of says the same thing but in a different way, or like, oh, there's
Yeah.
not enough room for all these words, I got to cut 10 words, how can I say this different? So I'm kind of dipping my toes, but it's not something
Right.
I'm super comfortable with, at least yet. But it'd be fun though, it'd be interesting. How was the process for you?
Man, it was weird. It really was because I kind of when I first started End of Days, I've told this story 100 times. I was like, I don't know how to do the dialogue, and my daughter was like, "Well, I'll help you with the dialogue," and we took that and we run with it, and then you know she kind of turned me loose, and threw me to the wolves with Ballad of the Damned, and she was like, "You can handle this," she was she was very supportive, though. I had questions, and she still was kind of coaching from the sidelines. But yeah, Matt Martin, Matt was just absolutely incredible, man. I mean, it was like he was in my head, and we had a good rapport with each other because he would come in with changes. He was like, well, what about this? Because as bad as I hate to admit this, Jay, we're visual guys. So I never pictured myself like this, but I turned into a total Chris Claremont to where I was literally, I, I'd never just flat out wrote a comic like that. So I did it in script form. And I basically was like, yeah, it's evening time, it's this kind of lighting. I mean, I broke
You're
it
one of those
down, man,
guys.
detail for detail. And I was like, this guy, he's going to hate my guts by the
That's
time it's over with. But he
that was
would
my
come
next
back and
question.
say, yeah, he would come back. Matt, he was a saint, man. He would come back and say, yeah, because I flat out asked him, because I know it would rub me, a little bit. He was
Yeah,
like, no, I love it, man. You painted a precise, clear picture of what you want. I know you're a visual guy. Let's run with it. But he would come up with ideas, and he was like, I know you're wanting to do it kind of from this perspective, but what do you think about going from this perspective? And it was just like, it's like we've been working together for years. We developed a quick shorthand, and
that's cool.
it was awesome. It
Yeah,
was a lot of fun.
that is cool. That's what I was gonna ask was, did you do kind of Marvel method or full script? Because
No, I full scripted it, man. I did. I went all out with it.
that's one thing that kind of scares me if I'm gonna like reach out and work with like a writer, maybe somebody I've never worked with.
Yeah.
I hate having full script because every feels like every creative decision has already been made, and I'm just like a
Yeah.
draftsman filling
Yeah.
in the.
You're just stuck. Yeah.
I don't enjoy that, so that's interesting how that y'all are able to make it work, and that's really cool. So if I run into
Yeah.
that, maybe I'll get the same situation. Hopefully, you know what I mean. But
Definitely. Because, I mean, me and Matt, we've been friends for years now. I had met him. He actually, when I first started in the days, he backed the book. He lives in the UK, and he had reached out to me. Hey, if you ever, we become fast friends, and we still chat all the time. Um, he did uh, Kickstarter exclusive cover for, I believe it was issue number 2. He did a couple pinups. Then, he did the whole issue of Ballad of the Damned. He did he hit me up and was like, man, I got a short story uh, that kind of goes along with Ballad of the Damned. I'm like, you hadn't had enough of that? He's like, no, man, I want to tell this. It's like 8 pages. And I'm like, yeah, we'll throw it at the end of chapter 4, And he was like, awesome. And man, we pinned it on the end of there, and yeah, it just put a nice bow on the whole Ballad of the Damn thing.
so did
He's
he
an
write
incredible
and
guy.
did he write and draw that short story, or did y'all collaborate?
Yeah,
How'd that work?
no, he actually took the short story. He wrote everything you see in the short stories. Him. He
Awesome.
just
That's awesome.
took it and run with it, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, if you got that close working relationship, that can be great. Yeah. So yeah, that's always neat. I have to relook at some of that stuff.
Yeah, but don't be scared of it, because I was scared to death, Jay. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, holy shit, what? How am I going to do this? You know, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't, I don't know if I can handle this. I was, and Matt, like I said, was such a sweetheart. He just come in, and we would talk about it, and we, I'd tell him how I wanted the scene to look, and we were just, it was a very open thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't, I told him from the get go, I said, I know I don't want to be this guy, but I have a clear vision in my head. But if you have any ideas whatsoever, feel free to
Hmm.
hit me up, and we'll talk through this.
Yeah.
I've wrote it like this, but it's not set in stone.
Right.
I told him that right out of the gate, and he did. He took me up on it, and he was like, "Yeah, I see. You got this, and that, but have you thought about this? What if we do it this way?" I was like, "Holy shit!" And all the changes he made they were for the better, man. It was just two guys trying to tell a story to the best of both of their abilities, and it shows in the book. You know.
Yeah. It's like alchemy, two
Yeah.
two visions coming together and yeah, making something new.
Exactly. And it's rare to get that with another creator, especially from another artist,
Hmm.
because we're egomaniacs. I mean, we might not admit it, but we have these are our babies, man. We're like,
We're
no, don't you
control
touch my
freaks.
baby. Yeah, don't you touch my baby. That's my baby. And but yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun when you kind of ease off the reins a little bit.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it
that's cool.
cool things happen.
I think I told you last time, so I'd started a graphic novel, and it was kind of a cross between Dune and Gladiator.
Oh
And
wow, yeah, yeah. I remember
I,
you talking about that.
I bought some like writing software and like plotted this whole thing, like all the world building, and it starts here, it ends here. Here's the character arcs. There's overall arc. Here's an arc for each character, and
Right.
kind of took all the steps and all the legwork and did all that stuff, and then had a very loose kind of script just to make pages from, and then would put in dialogue at the end. I think I got like 5 pages in. I was just like, this ain't working. So I set
Yeah.
it aside, and that was a couple of years ago, and I made Incision instead, and that was a lot more fun. So it carried me through the stressful parts. When you're excited about something, you can kind of put more into
Definitely.
it. But I kind of want to get back to it at some point and kind of maybe rework it so where it's more exciting for me or something, because I feel like
Yeah.
there's something there. Maybe the way I went about it wasn't as interesting, or I don't know. But I think there's some kernel there that I could probably work from. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right. I've talked about this several times on the show. We always have these little things, and we kind of set them aside. It's like you kind of workshop them. You got to you have this idea and you start working on concept art, and you're basically, you're just kind of picking at it, and you just got to find that way in.
Yeah.
That one thing, you're like, I know there's something there. What if I do this? And you're just kind
Hmm.
of picking at it and playing with it, getting it like you want it. And then because if we don't enjoy it, we're not going to stay with it. So we got to
Hmm.
find that way in,
Yeah.
and it's awesome when you do. Bounty, I've had in my head for a good while now. And it wasn't exactly bounty, it was this, yeah, I wanted to be an alien bounty hunter, but I was like, okay, so what are we going to do to make it interesting? Okay.
Hmm.
So, and I just kept playing with it. And I kept it off on the back burner. And in between, when I get kind of just swamped with the end of the day, I was like, okay, I need a break. Let me pick up this bounty thing again. Let me play with that a little while. And I'd do some concept art, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, that sucks. Let's do away with it.
there's, a,
It's
there's a
like,
lot of that on my iPad. There's a lot of
yeah,
swap that layer out of there.
right, right. That's garbage. Let's totally erase that. That's not working. Okay, I like this, and let's go with that.
Yeah,
More of that and less of that.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's funny. Yeah, I know how that goes.
Yeah,
Once you find the good thing, and then it's like do more of that.
right, right.
Just takes a while to find it sometimes.
So, how many days do you got left with the campaign, Jay?
Let's see. So it'll go. It started on August 27th. It's called Incision number 1 through 2 on Kickstarter, and it will run till September 26th at midnight, I believe. Yeah, which is like a
26th, yeah.
Thursday night. I think.
So, you still got a good ways to go, yeah.
Yeah. So I'd heard Thursday's a good day to end it on. Tuesday's a good day to start it on. So
Now, who
so
knows at this point?
at this
Really, it's a crapshoot,
the algorithm's gonna step in and say
Yeah.
no, no more
It's like,
pledges.
not Tuesday, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, if
Oh.
if you do a good thing, um, people automatically flock to it.
Yeah.
I really believe that. I think the work kind of sells itself. You know,
That's kind of what I'm hoping. Yeah, and I'm getting a lot of positive responses and like comments and stuff.
that's
So
good. That's good.
Yeah, I'm hoping that that'll kind of help, entice people to visit the campaign page, and we got all kinds of crazy rewards. If you want to be in the comic, we got a cameo
Oh wow,
level, that'll be for issue 3. I sold 2 already, so I think there's 3 more cameo
that's
spots.
cool. Yeah, those are really
Um,
fun.
I'm doing for the first time. I'm doing sketch covers. So it'll be a blank incision sketch cover, and I'll do a full color, incision related drawing on there, and sketch cards as well, and all kinds of stuff. So bundle packages, we got a variant cover by Brandon DePillis, really cool artist.
Brandon's awesome. Yeah.
His cover is just so cool. He went for like a retro kind of a look where, like, the villain's holding up somebody. It looks like he's got the good guy down on the floor with his foot on his neck, and
Oh wow.
so yeah, it's just really cool. One of those kind of, you got to read it to find out kind of covers.
Right. Right.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. He's been great to work with, and he's been really supportive as well. And I love the stuff he makes, and he's working on some
Oh
cool stuff
yeah.
right now. So yeah, just having a good time with it, man. Yeah, it's just been a pleasure.
So you guys, you heard that? He's got sketch covers, full color, all kind of goodies. Hey, I made it easy for you guys. All you got to do is jump down in the description. The link is right down there, you guys. Just hit that link. It'll take you straight to Kickstarter, straight to Incision. Check out the campaign and jump on this thing because Jay is fucking awesome and his books are fucking awesome and everybody likes awesome. So you guys just jump right on it.
Well, you're awesome, Jerry. I appreciate that.
Hey man, that's high praise coming from you, dude. I appreciate it, man. I love what you do. I love your art style,
Yeah, same
man.
here, man.
I tell you what, when I get off of here, I'm gonna jump in there and I'm gonna get one of them sketch covers. How about that?
Ooh,
Because I
man.
love what you do, man. I
I
really
appreciate
do.
it, man.
Your style
I
is just
appreciate it.
absolutely incredible. Before we jump off, if any of you guys have any questions, before we end this thing, if you got any questions for Jay, jump in chat, hit us up right now. We'll answer those real quick before we get off of here. You got the man live. You can hear it from his own lips,
That's
his
right.
majestic lips, right
Right
there.
here.
I tell you, man, I love what's going on though. Even though the algorithms are killing us, I still love what we're doing. I wouldn't. It's amazing the kind of it's almost like an indie renaissance. The pandemic was so horrible and called something up. Let's see. J. Cool says, if I missed, I'm sorry, but what got you started in comics? Let me pull this up. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I kind of started getting serious. Well, I mean, I read them as a kid and kept reading them through school and high school, and kind of into college. I kind of started to get out of it a little bit. But
Girls, man. Girls.
yeah, man.
They're the devil.
And I actually threw a long box full of issues away in the dumpster, and I kicked
Oh my
myself
God, Jay.
and I rebought most of them in the last 5 years.
Wow, man.
I was like, I tried to sell them, and the comic shop was closed or something. I was just fed up for something else, and I was like, man, just screw this. I just
Wow.
threw them. I don't know what I was thinking, man. Threw them in the dumpster. Each one of those is probably worth at least $10 a piece now, or I don't know what they.
That's
Anyway,
wild. Yep, you
anyway,
did it. It's water under the bridge.
water. It's water at the dump under some old microwaves. But yeah,
Well, hey,
I started making them around 2006 or so, little short stories.
yeah,
And in 2017, I started this series called Abducted, and that was my first major work that ended up, being a Kickstarter trade paperback graphic novel. So, kind of working in the shadows for years, and then started
yeah.
putting stuff out finally around 2018 or so. That's kind of how I got
And we're
into
so glad you did, man. We're so glad you come out of the
it.
shadows, Jay.
Appreciate it.
Hey,
It's more fun
such an
this way.
honor. Such an honor to have you on as always. But I know we'll be doing these shows a lot more. because I know you're going to have a lot more projects coming. But thanks for your time, dude.
Oh yeah,
Hey, you
thanks for having me
guys,
on.
be sure. I always get mixed. Be sure and jump on this down in the description. Check Jay out. Give him a follow on Instagram at JRed. He's got some awesome stuff coming all the time. Awesome posts. Jump on this Kickstarter. You won't be sorry. Get both books if you like 90s action. Hey, what more can you ask for? I mean, he's brought it all to you in these two awesome books, and we've got more to go. This
Yep,
is just the beginning of the story.
there's
So
3 more
jump
to
on it
go.
now. There you go. He's
Five
got a
issue,
complete story.
5 issue limited series. Once it's all said and done.
There you go. So anyway, that's a show, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you, Jay, for being an awesome guest as always, brother. Always just a fun time to sit down and chat with you, man. So glad
Here, man.
you could be a part of it tonight. Can't wait to have you back. You guys, come back next week and tell a friend to subscribe. We're trying to grow this thing out. You guys are awesome. Jay's awesome. Incision is awesome. So be sure and back it today. That's the show. There you go.
There we go.
Incision. Jump on it. That's a show, you guys.